Well, thank you, Debbie. You all make this very, very difficult. We're sitting around the office like, where are we going to hide the logo this year? We have so many repeat sponsors. They all come in looking through the program, trying to find it. Be honest, how many of you came in here looking? No, Debbie, thank you. Is there anything better than that giveaway? Thank you again to our good friends at Southwest Airlines and the connectivity that you bring to this community. There is a strong and growing connectivity between St. Louis and the world that represents business and job growth right here at home. This connectivity is enhanced by our growing number of direct flights that we now enjoy, including international. You might recall that the World Trade Center led a delegation on the inaugural Lufthansa flight to Frankfurt, Germany back in 2022. When we returned home, I received a phone call from a good friend and former colleague of mine, Alex Bergudian. Now, Alex is Vice President of Sales at Catalyst Surgical in Chesterfield. And if I remember correctly, he said something to the effect of, "Hey, Tim, I saw the news this week of the international flight. We were just acquired by a German company, Zeiss, and we couldn't be happier." That direct flight and that call led to an introduction to Zeiss leadership with our business retention and expansion team, and the beginnings of a new project. Since the acquisition, Zeiss has added more than 40 new jobs, and they are still hiring. They've upgraded and expanded their facilities with millions of dollars in new investments that will be unveiled next week at a ribbon cutting with Missouri Governor Mike Parson. This project was also recognized by the International Economic Development Council with our second BRE award. We share this honor with our partners at the St. Louis Economic Development Partnership, Missouri Department of Economic Development, St. Louis Development Corporation, Greater St. Louis, Inc., Ameren, and Spire. Zeiss is a great example of the importance of connectivity and relationships. It highlights the significance of foreign investment, the value of direct international flights, and the company's tremendous commitment to St. Louis. I'm so glad the Zeiss team is here with us today, and I'd like to ask their CEO, Hartmut Koenig, to briefly stand up and be recognized. Thank you, Hartmut. It's the power of connectivity that led the World Trade Center to organize a similar delegation on the inaugural Air Canada flight to Montreal in May. What a journey it was. From press conferences to business meetings, St. Louis showed up on the global stage. I'm grateful Mayor Jones and County Executive Page agreed to co-lead this trade mission. And I also appreciate the many local business and civic leaders who joined our delegation and went to work in Canada, promoting St. Louis and their organizations in Montreal and Ottawa. Canada is the largest trade and investment partner for the state of Missouri and the St. Louis region. Annually, we export $6.5 billion worth of goods to our friends up north. And nearly 100 Canadian companies have direct investments in Missouri. This new direct flight supports increased tourism and business connectivity for both communities. And a special thanks to our partners in Canada who guided our trade mission planning and organized access to government support, market insights, and valuable networking. Dominic Tattoo and Molly Banyalos from the Quebec province are here with us today, leading a reciprocal trade mission. In addition to being here for Growing Global, this delegation of creative studios is exploring collaborative projects with several companies and developers in St. Louis. You see, when done right, connectivity is a win-win. Thank you for continuing to build this relationship. We've seen how connectivity drives successful trade and investment. We've seen connectivity enhance tourism and travel. But in my 17 years at the World Trade Center, I've never been more convinced of the power of connectivity to bring us together as a community around a shared goal. Last year, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of the St. Louis Mosaic Project. From the beginning, Mosaic's goal was ambitious: make St. Louis the fastest growing metro for foreign-born talent by 2025. And as you already heard today, we hit that goal. This initiative has always been about meeting the needs of our businesses and growing our region. St. Louis's foreign-born population are international students, scientists, transferred company professionals, family members, and refugees. While Mosaic's focus is on creating a welcoming environment for these newcomers, the work is not done alone. More than 50 companies and 125 schools have signed on to support hiring and serving families. 400 work-authorized internationals have been introduced to jobs through our Professional Connector program, and 300 more through the International Institute. With many local partners, we launched STL Para T to support and retain more Latinos to the region. And our universities and hospitals, well, they have a richness of global talent, including professors, doctors, nurses, and students. To put this in perspective, there are 10,000 international students in the region studying at 16 different universities. Over half are enrolled in STEM fields. These disciplines also happen to represent some of our greatest workforce needs. Our opportunity is to keep more of them employed and living right here. In fact, international students with a STEM degree, well, they can remain on their student visa and work for your company for 3 years. One example is here with us today. Clara Lopez Bueno came from Spain to study supply chain analytics at the University of Missouri, St. Louis. Jorge Rio Pedre, and everybody knows Jorge. Jorge and I were introduced to Clara through the RBC International Mentorship Program and our own Eisenhower Fellowship Network. Through skilled networking and a strong desire to stay in St. Louis, in 2023, Clara secured a summer internship at Worldwide Technology, and that has now turned into a full-time job as Associate Project Manager. Clara is global talent, and we want to see more success stories just like hers. With this in mind, we have a challenge. Today, the St. Louis Mosaic Project is announcing the International Student Internship Challenge, supported by Mayor Jones and County Executive Page. The challenge is to get 10 companies in the city and 10 in the county to hire an international student in the STEM field for a 2025 summer internship. And a little bit of breaking news that we got right here. I've just been informed that we already have 2 challenge companies, Trivers Architect and Towley Associates. This internship is more than an introduction. It's connectivity that will benefit your company and our community for years to come. If you're interested in being one of the first 20 companies, there are flyers on the table outside the ballroom when you leave with more information and contact details. Challenge company leaders and their interns will also be invited to a special summer reception with the county executive and the mayor celebrating the success of this new initiative. People remain the most important ingredient for any community. Those who can attract and retain the best and the brightest from around the globe are better prepared to compete in a global economy dominated by technology, innovation, and new ideas. So, considering all of this, we couldn't think of anyone better than St. Louis's very own Sam Altman, co-founder and CEO of OpenAI, to share his thoughts on how and why St. Louis competes for global talent. Our own Betsy Cohen recently sat down with Sam to get his thoughts. Take a look.